I don't know how to start this one, honestly. It's a little strange. All right. Hello. Welcome to the Lost in Phoenix podcast. I believe this is episode 4. If
yes,
the title says something different, follow the title. Because I can't keep
Nobody's
track of
listening
everything.
anyway, dude. It doesn't even matter.
You never know. Maybe in the future, somebody will listen to this exact one and be like, that's actually episode number 5.
Yeah, thanks for listening, fucker. Where are you now? Where were you now? Just kidding.
Yeah. Oh, man. But so today, let me introduce ourselves. All right. So we are Lost in Phoenix. My name is Seamus McMahon. I am your host at the moment. And today I'm joined by Joshua Powers, as always.
As always, yet again.
Always joined.
Always.
And today we're going to be talking about different philosophical teachings. Because I recently picked up a book while I was looking for another book on Stoicism, which I didn't know too much about until recently when I started reading the book.
Yeah.
And I found it very interesting when I'm looking at different philosophical teachings. Because Stoicism, I always thought was something that was just like you present yourself a certain way. And definitely in the same style as like being stoic. Yeah. You know, and the book has told me that it's completely two different things.
Okay.
Yeah. And then it goes into like cynicism and how cynicism is completely different from modern view of cynicism.
Really?
Yeah. It's very interesting. So the way the book describes it is they have stoicism or stoic with a capital S, and then stoic and stoicism, the way that we use it now, with a lowercase s. So I'll probably use the same thing, where I'll just say capital S, lowercase s. And so stoicism is this idea in philosophical teaching where you follow certain guidelines for yourself to be in virtue with nature. So in that kind of sense, it's saying that what you do has to be just within nature. So you enact on yourself different ideals to, I don't want to say combat, but like deal with outside things.
Okay.
So you wouldn't, if you go, what's one of the ways that they describe it? So they say that when you go out in the morning, you say to yourself that anything that I do is for myself to stay in virtue with nature, and that anything that happens to me, I just deal with it. You know, so you don't think about the things that are going to happen, you think about the present.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you get into an argument with somebody on the bus, you're not thinking about when you're leaving the house that you're going to get into an argument. You're thinking about, let me get to the bus and then get on. And then when you're in that argument, you're thinking about what's happening then and there.
Yeah.
And that stoicism is thinking about in the moment, basically.
Being present.
Yeah, being super present, like super, super present, and being
so hard to do.
It is, yeah. And it's a lot of like self-checks where it says every night before you go to bed, you should be thinking about the day and where you like excelled and where you failed in certain places and where you can improve.
Yeah.
And so when you say stoic with
Capital.
with a capital S, you're talking about someone who follows stoicism, where they think about life that way, and try to be just and virtuous within the confines of nature. But when we say stoic, lowercase s, that's someone who shows no emotion, who's basically just a statue.
Poised.
Yeah. And it's the
statue.
same thing. Yeah. It's the same thing with cynicism, where cynicism, capital C, is it's very similar to stoicism, where you're thinking about your own identity as a human and how you enact or how you act around the world and towards nature. But it's like, it's fucking crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. And then the cynic, lowercase c, I have no idea what the fuck I'm saying right now.
Yeah.
It's such a weird concept to me to be talking about
It's
philosophical
so abstract.
ideas. Yeah, it's so abstract.
Yeah.
Because the people that started it hundreds and thousands of years ago, we have no way of knowing exactly what the teachings were because it was back in Greece where all
Yeah.
these ideas started. We have like titles of books, and that's it. We have no idea what the contents of the books were. We just have titles, so we can kind of guess as to what they were talking about, but there's no way to know unless we follow the Roman ideas of cynicism and Stoicism and everything else, where we have some kind of record of different Stoics at that time.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting to see and read about how these things started because it's all schools of thought.
Yeah.
Like in the way that we see school now.
By Socrates and
Yeah, exactly.
Aristotle.
Yeah, and all of these like ancient philosophers at the time who started Stoicism and Cynicism are like Zeno of Carpathia or something like that. I can't remember exactly what the name was.
Very obscure to the Western
Oh,
modern world
Like-
to hear
Yeah,
names like that.
like really weird names like Crates of Thebes. I think that's it. He was
Whoa.
one of the head. Was it Crates? Yeah, he was one of the heads of the school of Stoicism in like 60 BCE or something
Mhm.
like that.
Okay.
And before him was Zeno of some other Greek or Roman place, and he was a sailor, like a merchant sailor, who lost everything in a storm.
Whoa.
Yeah,
That probably happened a lot then.
yeah. I think it did.
There's no insurance back then.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't call up Geico.
Yeah, you didn't have the emperor behind you at any point giving you money.
Yeah.
But he lost everything. His
Oh, that
family was on
sucks.
the boat and they all died and he
Wow.
lost everything.
How terrible.
Yeah, and he found himself in, I think it was Rome or somewhere like that, or Carpathia.
Somewhere in that general region.
Yeah, and he started reading books that they had on like Socrates and Aristotle,
Mm-hmm.
and like found their teachings and was like really interested to share it with everybody.
Yeah.
And he ended up asking, this is the story that I read, he ended up asking the guy who owned the shop that he was reading the books from, like, who can I go to learn more about this?
Yeah.
And just as he was asking that, one of the head like philosophical teachers of that time was happening to pass by, and he was like, oh, just follow that guy.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's
That's
fucking
hilarious.
crazy. And then this dude just ended up creating this whole school of thought that has lasted for thousands
And
of
this
years.
is Stoicism.
Yeah, Stoicism.
That was the guy that created it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How fascinating.
It's fucking crazy to think he had this terrible event happen to
Yeah.
him. All of his family died. He lost all of his money. He read a book, asked
That's it.
about the person who wrote the book,
Mhm.
and went, "Oh, it's that guy."
Yeah.
You know, and then
Wow.
followed him and learned all this stuff and started a giant school that lasted
That's
for
awesome.
hundreds of years. Yeah.
That is awesome. There's something to be said for losing a lot of worldly possessions or
Oh, definitely.
somebody dying to have a profound effect on where you go in
Yeah.
life.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
That's interesting. So when you're taking a class right now for that, correct?
I'm just
Lesson?
reading a book.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
because I was looking for Joe Rogan mentioned it. He's mentioned it a couple times on his podcast. Another book written by let's see if I remember the name. I think it's Yamamoto Musashi, or
Uh-huh.
no, Miyamoto Musashi or something like that.
Mhm.
It's called The Book of Five Rings, and it's it's a strategy book basically,
Yeah.
like The Art of War by Sun Tzu.
Oh, okay.
But it's got a lot of like really interesting teachings in it. So I haven't started reading that yet, but I
Mhm.
have it.
Yeah.
And in buying that one, I saw an article or like a review or down in the like people also bought this sort of thing on Amazon.
Yeah.
Was like a book on Stoicism. I was like,
Let me check that out.
yeah, let me check that
So you
out.
bought it?
I bought it. Yeah. The first one was I went through and read the reviews, and they were like, this one it's good, but you should really go for this other one. So I was
Yeah.
like, all right, I looked for that one.
Nice.
And that's the one I bought. It's called The Beginner's Guide to Stoicism, written by, let's see if I remember the name. It's Martin J. Van Natta.
Then nada.
Yeah, it's really good, really well written. It's super small book, not really long.
Nice. I like those.
Yeah, but it
I'm not a big reader. I don't know what you like. God, read them, folks.
yeah, but it was
Just
just like a off the cuff sort of thing because I've been thinking about different philosophical ideas
Yeah.
lately. Because I have a book written by what's his name? The lead singer of Black Flag.
Oh, Henry Rollins.
That's it. Yeah. So I've been reading a book that he wrote called Solipsist, or the Solipsist, and it's just a book of different writings that he had back in the 90s when he was living in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And I got into the idea of solipsism, where if you're a solipsist, you only believe that your mind exists. Everything else is just a figment of your imagination. Nothing else exists, just you. And that's what a solipsist is. So then I went through and looked at all the other philosophical teachings that are out there, and there's a huge list on Wikipedia. And I was going through and I was clicking the ones that I know and then looking at other ones that seemed kind of weird. Mm-hmm. And I ended up on Stoicism because I was like, all right, that's like somebody who's not, super emotional or anything like that. Yeah. I kind of follow that.
Yeah.
Let's
you
see.
do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And then I was reading the Wikipedia article on it. I was like, that's not at all what I thought Stoicism was.
Yeah.
And then I was like, whatever. I don't really care. I'm not gonna follow that sort of thing because I'm different. I'm gonna be the American way of Stoicism. But I started reading the book. I'm like, oh no, that makes complete sense. That
Nice.
It's like this idea of being yourself, but trying to be true to nature and being able to like be in the moment. Which is, it's different.
Let's dive into that. Like, how on a daily basis, how well do you think you do at doing that?
Oh, terrible.
It's so hard to do.
It's really hard. I'm terrible at it because I don't interact with a lot of people on a daily basis, so I don't have anything to really mark myself against.
A lot of practice.
Yeah. I mean, it depends. Like, there's some days where I'll go to class and it's a good day. Tomorrow's not going to be a good day. Tomorrow's a Monday. Mondays suck for me right now.
Yeah.
But like Tuesdays are great because it's just a 3D class, and I go in, I sit down, and I have like one dude that sits next to me that I talk to every once in a while, and I help him out. It's like I don't really have to deal with anything else.
Yeah.
And then I just have the rest of the day to do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
So if I want to go to the store, I go to the store, and I have to deal with the people at the store,
Yeah.
But it's like I don't think about the people at the store and the interactions I'm going to have.
Yeah.
I just go to the store.
Just go to the store, yeah.
Yeah. And I really like that. It feels a lot different than on Mondays where I'm already just a week before, like on Tuesday, I'm thinking about the next Monday and having to deal with that class again. Yeah. It's like I don't really want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
And when on Tuesdays, which is a good day, and I don't think about it, it's like it's such a different sort of thing,
Yeah. I know exactly
that's what Stoicism is about, is not thinking about the future in the sense of this is going to be bad or this is going to be good or what can I achieve in the future.
Yeah.
It's what can I achieve now with what I have.
Yeah.
Which is, it's phenomenal to feel that like I can control my anxieties and stuff, that sort of stuff. Because I don't know if you can tell, I have a lot of anxiety. Like
I can't really tell.
Crazy.
You tell me this, and you don't let it out at all.
Yeah, it's terrible because I spend hours and hours thinking of just like conversations I'm gonna have years from now with people that I've dealt with now.
Like negative conversations?
Yes and no. It's like it's different things that I think about that I can impact in the future by doing stuff now.
Okay.
So like talking to people that I really want to meet in the future.
Oh yeah, I do that too.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Like having future conversations. It is fun.
Yeah.
But I feel like I have it so much that it affects what I do now.
Really?
Yeah, because I focus too much on that instead of actually doing the stuff that gets me to that point.
Yeah.
Like doing this podcast, I think, and doing Working Title and doing the music really helps a lot.
Yeah.
Because it's now. This is the sort of stuff that will get me to that point. And if I focus on making this good, that future point gets closer.
Absolutely. That's the ticket to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So like if I do really, really good and make like a really cool song or really cool animation, and my professor really likes that animation and goes, hey, you need to enter this into this thing. Yeah. You could win some money, and there's other people that come in and like view this that are professional, and you could get a job doing that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It hasn't happened yet because I don't focus on it.
Yeah. I think that's just the whole thing. It's like thinking about the past and the future almost always brings anxiety. It really does.
Yeah.
It's and being present is, I think that's why so many people, and certainly myself in the past, have sometimes you turn to drugs,
Right.
you know, because that just makes it, certain drugs, you feel a little bit better just enjoying the present, and you can like be in it. Whereas when you're just sober all the time, which we are,
Yeah. It sucks.
it gets tough. Yeah, it's definitely for me, in being like a sober person for a long time now. It's so different than it's harder for me to do what we're talking about, to be present all the time.
Right.
And like you said, music and podcasting is a great way to be present.
Oh, definitely.
And to fucking, you know,
Yeah,
that is
you
to
have
take it
to
out.
think about what you're gonna say right now.
Yeah.
You know? And when you're playing music, you have to think about what you're playing right now, not
Yeah.
what you're going to play.
Yeah.
What you're playing right now, because
Yeah.
you have to focus on that shit.
And it's one of those things also, I think, with music, and I'm noticing even just tonight when we were playing, like I've been practicing a lot more, and
Right.
I'm noticing, oh shit, dude, it's like easier now
Yeah.
because I've been practicing. That's great. I'm gonna fucking keep practicing a lot more, so that it just keeps getting better and better and better until eventually it becomes undeniably great. That's the goal.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
the goal. So
and that'll get us into the future stuff. You know?
absolutely. So one question I did have, you said in harmony with nature.
Mm-hmm.
One question I have is, how do you think humankind as a whole is doing, being at harmony with nature?
I think terrible.
I think if it were on a 1 to 10 scale, we'd be like 10 in terms of badness,
Oh yeah.
the bad shit that we're doing.
Yeah.
I even have those little discussions like when it comes to killing bugs.
Mhm.
What's your philosophy on killing bugs these days? And has it been different in the past?
It has
Taking
been
the
different in
life
the past.
of
Oh
a
yeah.
innocent life.
Well, my thought on that is like when I was a kid, it was get that bug out of here, you know.
Yeah.
But now it's like it depends on how big it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's like a cockroach, those are just vermin, and I'll crush those. I'll kill them daily.
You really kill them daily?
Oh yeah, I hunt them.
Oh shit!
I'm joking. I'm a cockroach.
That
hunter.
roach hunting motherfucker.
I gotta pull out my cockroach gun. Hang on. All right.
It's like a double barrel shotgun,
Yeah.
sawed off. It's like that's why your fucking floor has so many goddamn holes in it.
Yeah.
It's that goddamn roach gun, bro.
But like if a bee comes in into the house, I'll try and get the bee to take it outside.
That's a hard thing to do with like a wasp or a bee.
Oh yeah,
where you could possibly
wasp I'll
fuck
kill. I kill wasps if they come
Yeah.
inside.
Mhm.
But or even if they're like right outside the door, fuck you.
Yeah.
Get the fuck away from my door.
Yeah.
You know.
You should have known not to come here.
Yeah, motherfucker, we walk past this door all the time. Why you putting your nest right here?
Yeah.
You know you're gonna die.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's
How about spiders?
spiders. I don't care about.
Yeah.
I'll let spiders hang out.
You let them just like exist.
Oh yeah, I have a bunch of spiders in my bathroom. that
Oh,
are
really?
Yeah, they're like down in the corner or up in the
Yeah.
in the window of the shower. It's
Yeah.
like, dude, if you want to hang out there, that's cool by me.
Yeah.
You know.
Are you-
Or like,
oh,
it's
good.
crazy. Like, let's see. In here, there's like spiders in that corner over there.
Probably like 10 spiders in there.
Yeah, there's
Right
probably
there,
over
man.
there. There's a bunch over there.
Oh,
in
is
that
there really?
corner. Yeah, there's a bunch right behind this cabinet, and definitely behind that one. They're
It-
just hanging out.
Oh man.
Yeah, but it's like I don't
Who
give a shit.
cares? Yeah.
You know, there's lizards in here too. They hang
I
out
like
in those
lizards. I love lizards.
in the
You couldn't even
boxes.
kill a lizard if you fucking tried, dude.
Oh yeah, there's
Those were
there's some
resourceful.
lizards get stuck in my window.
Oh, I don't like that. For some reason, it bums me out when lizards get stuck. And,
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
fucking sucks.
or like when a
'cause-
bird gets stuck in a fucking house. That's the worst.
Yeah, that is the worst.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah. So there was a lizard stuck in my window because they always get in through the small hole, but they can't get back out.
Yeah.
And so I like opened the window and tried to grab him, but my window only opens about halfway.
Yeah.
So this lizard was like, it's probably like 2 feet high for my window opening. Was like all the way at the top. And I was like trying to stick my hand up to get him,
Yeah.
and it's like, you know, like a 2-inch gap that you can stick your hand up there. And I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of there. Come on, I'm gonna get you outside. And like he finally dropped down and jumped onto my bed, and I like
Yeah.
grabbed him with a towel, and he was like trying to fight me.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm just
trying to
taking you
help you,
outside,
guy.
bud.
Guy, I'm trying to help the guy.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
calm down. And then like I went to put him down on the ground, and he like jumped out of the towel onto the ground, and his tail broke off. I'm like, dude, come on, really? I'm not hurting you.
Yeah. Just imagine though how it looks to them. I was thinking about that
Yeah.
today. Like I have a cat at my house who's always scared of me. Like I love cats. I always want to pet them. I always want to be nice towards them. So but this cat is always afraid of me, and then I get frustrated about it
Right.
sometimes. But then I was just walking down the street and I looked at the light pole, this huge light pole, and I'm like, what if there was like a creature that was twice the size of that 30-foot light pole, and
Right.
it was just like walking around? Would I be scared? I'd probably be scared of that too.
Yeah.
If I was not an intelligent
Yeah.
being, I was just a cat.
Yeah.
So
and
it's understandable.
Those lizards got.
Could you
Itty
imagine
bitty
what
tiny
we look
brains.
like to them? Could you imagine
Yeah.
if there was just in our world there was just giants,
Yeah.
like a species of giants that just stomped on our houses and fucking.
Dude, people believe they existed at one point.
They might. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Like what is it? The Easter Island heads. You ever seen
Yeah.
those?
Yeah.
Have you seen
Those
like
are awesome.
the whole thing?
Oh yeah, they're supposed to be.
There's a
they're
body to
underneath.
them, and they're
Oh,
like
really?
60 feet tall. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, and
Word?
the belief is that the Easter Islanders were that tall, and they existed, and so they built statues. Or what was it? No, the Easter Islanders were that tall, and there was a second race that was smaller, that were like our size,
Yeah.
and the big tall ones lived on a mountain in a forest on the
Oh.
island, and the little people built these statues in honor of them because they ended up dying out.
Oh,
And
okay.
over the years, the statues either sunk or were covered in volcanic soil.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sounds
So-
like bullshit.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Honestly, it's
Yeah.
such a cool story.
Yeah,
to
I
think
like
about.
it though. It's always enticing to.
Yeah, because it's the same thing. If that was real, then those people had to deal with people that were 60 feet tall.
Wow,
You
that'd
know.
be fucked up, man.
Yeah.
Can you imagine we're just like hanging out doing this podcast the same way you would just like step on a bug or step on a roach, like
Mhm.
like oh no, there's a big fucking foot coming through your roof right now, Seamus. Oh shit,
Yeah. And
destroy
then
like
just
everything.
gone. Yeah, and then we're just gone.
We're gonna do insurance companies wouldn't exist for sure. There'd be
Mhm.
fucking claims every 10 seconds,
Oh, definitely. I think it's
trillions of dollars.
Oh yeah. I mean, what if that's what the world is?
What do you mean?
What if what if we're like a speck of dust? What if we are the ants?
We kind of are in a
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
If you really we think of ourselves as big, but really we're not even that big of creatures.
Yeah.
We're pretty
We're
small.
we're pretty small.
Yeah.
Yeah, compared to like elephants and giraffes.
Oh, I
and
know.
blue
Fuck,
whales.
dude. If
Yeah.
those fuckers were intelligent and were capable of we're capable of doing the same shit we have no chance.
Oh,
They
definitely.
fucking crush us, bro. Talk to an elephant, you're trying to reason with it. You're like,
Uh-huh. And he just picks you up with his trunk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just spears you with his his
yeah, they
whatever.
figure
I
out how
can't
to
remember.
like turn their trunk into a knife, and they just fucking.
Could you imagine that? An elephant
Yes.
wielding a knife? That would be hilarious.
What if an elephant was just like they turn their fucking foot into a gun? They just fuck you up, dude. It doesn't even sound like a normal gun. It just sounds like an elephant going machine gun in your face. Yeah. This podcast took a deep turn.
Yeah. A
Yeah.
very weird turn.
Yeah.
But that's all right, because that's
Yeah.
that's like what philosophy is kind of about, is that those weird ideas that you have about your interaction with nature,
Yeah.
And I guess in the sense of Stoicism, when they say nature, they mean the world.
Yeah.
In this, not like, oh, I'm gonna go out into nature and go see trees or something like
Yeah.
that. If they're talking about
Yeah,
like,
just the world.
your
natural
interaction
world.
with other humans and how you're impacting them too.
Yeah.
Which is, I say it so fucking much. It's very interesting. I've said it like 5 times.
That's your
on this
signature, bro.
podcast. It is.
I like it though.
I need to find a different word to use.
No, it's good.
Oh,
It's
I
good.
don't like it. But
It's very white.
yes, it is.
We were
yeah.
white.
We are very.
We're the
white.
whitest of white. Listen to our voice, man. They ain't nothing in here. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Just
don't
kidding.
do that. We're gonna get taken down by Susan Wojcicki.
Oh, she
whatever
could
her
suck a
name is.
dick.
Yeah,
Oh, just kidding. She's probably sucking one right now.
maybe. It is bedtime. It's 8:30. Yeah. But like that's what philosophy is about. It's having those
Yeah.
weird ideas to check in on yourself and see where you're at in nature and how you're gonna deal with other people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like Stoicism is definitely a very interesting way to see the world,
Yeah.
because they even describe cynicism as being like hardcore Stoicism.
Okay.
Like the teacher, the head guy of cynicism back in the Roman era, he lived in a clay jar
A clay jar.
Yeah.
A clay jar. A clay jar.
A big clay jar. That's where he
Yeah.
lived. He slept in a clay jar.
Whoa.
Because the idea behind cynicism was being one with nature 100%. So it's like not just dealing with people and dealing with the world, your actual impact on the way, on like actual like nature, you know, with like trees and shit like that and animals. And so it was like super hardcore. You were basically homeless. You had no money. You could do nothing but exist just to be one with the world.
Wow.
You know, that was it. And cynicism or stoicism kind of follows the same idea, where you're not really supposed to have a lot of things. You can have like curated things.
Yeah.
Kind of the same idea as minimalism,
Mm-hmm.
where you don't have a lot of worldly belongings.
Yeah.
But what you do have is important to you.
Yeah.
You know, and I really like that idea.
Yeah.
Of just like, you don't need a lot of shit in your life except for what makes you happy.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
like what's going to advance you for yourself. You know?
That's true.
Which I really like this book. I think if you want to read it, I'm not going to like destroy it. So I can let you.
You should let me check it out, bro. I need a new book right now.
Yeah.
I need one.
But I definitely recommend picking this book up or looking into Stoicism or even looking into Solipsism too, because that's a very interesting deep dive into the way the mind works.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you get into like conspiracy theory and like.
Which is always fun.
Yeah.
I love those.
Yeah. Where it's like, if you're the only one that exists and everything else is a figment of your imagination, is it just a simulation?
Yeah.
You know? So it's super interesting.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah. But
it's deep.
Yeah. So that's Stoicism and our ideas on philosophy.
Yeah.
We're just talking about it. Because it's like, it's fucking crazy, dude. There's so many different, like, weird things that the Greeks and the Romans had about life and how different it is to now.
They were really ahead of their time as far as, like, intellectually.
Oh, definitely. Because they had nothing else to do.
Yeah, they just, no television, no internet.
Yeah. They watch dudes fight lions.
Fuck.
What do we watch? People play video games.
We watch dudes fight lions too. You know, but it's all digital.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a very different.
We watched Gladiator.
Yeah.
Great movie. Great flick.
Yeah, but it's so different.
Yeah.
It's just so different.
It's good shit though. Thanks for turning me on to that.
Yeah, no problem.
And I'll take that book gladly.
Yeah.
I'll take that book.
I gotta finish it first. I'm only about, I don't know,
2 pages.
I'm a quarter of the way in. I've actually read a lot of it.
It's not a big one. It's not a huge book though, right?
It's like 160 some pages.
Oh, that's digestible.
It's pretty small. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a nice book. But I'll let you read it while I'm reading the Book of Five Rings, and then if you want to check that one out, I'll let you borrow it.
Beautiful.
All right. So go check the book out if you want to. It's called The Beginner's Guide to or of Stoicism. Stoicism, not Stoicism. Stoicism.
Soda just.
Yeah. The Beginner's Guide to Stoicism. And it's written by Martin J. Van Natta. Check it out if you want to. It's a pretty damn interesting read. Gives you a pretty good insight into the world of the ancient Greeks and how you can put those ideas into your personal life. Yeah.
Bang.
So thank you for listening to the Lost in Phoenix podcast. We'll see you next time.